One thing I knew for sure was that chapter Germany was closed.
Right. No.
There was
looking
like,
back.
no matter what, I'll move under the bridge downtown. I don't care. I'm not going on a plane back to Germany.
Right,
That was
right.
like I didn't care. All of my people from Instagram who even knew me, who I didn't know, like they messaged me and they were
Right.
like, no, you have to come back. They will be caught. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. I'm not going on no plane.
What up, peeps? Welcome to another episode of Next Frideh. Now this week, we're joined by Songbird, HankyPanky. HankyPanky. Welcome to Next Frideh.
Very official.
Yes. You know, we have to kick out the thing official and then
Of course.
go back to relax.
And then we get more into the trouble.
Well, I mean, HankyPanky. I want to know where you get that name from. How that name come out?
No, know myself because I never chose. It was given to me.
You know, somebody else say and say, dear HankyPanky, you're going with, you know.
Basically, that's exactly how it went. And long time ago, when I was like 14 or 15 years old,
Yeah.
it was alright, my dancing school started offering dancehall classes, and it was new to me.
Right.
I was more into hip hop. Mostly hip hop and high heels dancing and pole dancing and stuff like that. But I also used to play guitar and bass and drums and stuff like that. So I was this mixture of a punk head, but also like a dancer. And then HankyPanky is actually a dance step. There's a step called HankyPanky. So when I walk into the classroom, my teacher, she was like, she's a Russian girl, but she was like, oh, she didn't even ask me what my name is. She's like, you look like an HankyPanky. From that day, that was it.
Really? So when you used to dance, like, what was your dancer name, right?
From them times, I call myself.
So it's just from
HankyPanky.
Okay.
Yeah, before that, it wasn't really like, I didn't have like a stage name, you know. When I was 14, 15, I started performing on serious stages when I was like 16, 17. So
Yeah.
that name came just in time.
So tell me. I mean, well, the name just stick. But what kind of person were you when you were growing up? What kind of teenager you used to get trouble? Get to that trouble.
Alright.
Up to all kind of mischief.
Not really, you know. I grew up in a very strict household. My parents, I grew up in Germany. My parents are from Eastern Europe, though.
Mm-hmm.
And Eastern European, like, way of growing kids is a little bit different.
How different?
I don't want to get too deep
Not
into
too
it,
deep,
but it definitely was, it was a rough,
very strict.
And a little bit, you know, just like a little violent too. But I guess that made me, ass get beat proper. But to cut long story short, people always like used to like call me or associate me with like a rebel kind of vibes.
Right.
I think also just because of me just being different. Like I always felt like an outsider. Even when I was little in school and stuff, I was always like a little alien. Like from the clothes I wore to the music I used to listen to, everything was just, I never felt like a fitting nowhere out apart from the other outsiders.
So you're trying to find yourself.
I mean, yes, I did try to find myself, but I somehow knew who I was. Like,
right.
I knew what kind of music I like. I knew, like, I don't need to, like, have all of the same shoes everybody have and brags about, you know, because my parents never had money like that to buy me anything I want either. So, you know, I was just grateful to be able to do what I love to do, which was dancing, anything artistic, drawing. I started writing poems and stories and stuff like that when I was a kid.
Okay.
Which then later, when I started playing guitar when I was like 11 years old, you know, that fused into songwriting and stuff like that. So,
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
great. And I mean, you mentioned about, you know, your own style and things you like, but talking about your style in terms of your dress and you have your tats and all of that,
Yeah.
you know, your piercings. I mean,
Honestly,
you have a whole style going on.
yeah, I never thought about
yeah.
it too much. I don't even think about it too much to this day, like apart, like when it comes to like my tattoos or my hair color. It's never like a thought, oh, okay, I need to color my hair blue now because I want to, stand out and
yeah.
whatnot. Or like with tattoos, like usually I would have like an idea and the next day I would run. I don't think about it because once I have this idea, and in that moment it's just like a convincing idea, like it's like once I really have like an idea where I'm like, yo, that's a sick idea. I don't have to think about it.
So-
I don't, like even if a week later or a year later is like, your personality or your mindset or your views change, like I barely regret things. Like
Okay, well, that's what I was about to ask you because you sound like you're a spontaneous person.
very, but I don't
And
like.
usually people who are spontaneous like 2, 3, 5 years down the line
Yeah,
and say,
but
Jano.
my tattoos are different, because like you don't like, those typical tattoos with faces and roses and
Right.
skulls and crosses. You don't see none of that on me. It's bare alien, UFO,
UFO.
and colorful shit. So
That's a spider right
my
there.
third eye, the spider I have on here, and then the infamous,
The famous butterfly.
Even the butterfly, that was such a idea that just came out. It wasn't even an idea. I just saw a music video.
Yeah.
It was Tiger Taste. So back then, it was my friend's birthday, and he showed me this video, and he was like, "Yo, Lily, I want my birthday to be like that."
Yeah.
So we actually organized a surprise party for
Okay.
him, and because I was dancing, in the video, in Tiger's video, there was a girl with a big tiger tattoo on her ass. And when I saw this video, I'm like, oh,
Inspired.
what? No, I'm getting an ass tattoo. But I didn't
Yeah.
know what it's gonna be. But that
You
thought
just
was
know you
just
wanted an ass
yeah.
tattoo.
I was like, okay, that's it. I'm getting an ass tattoo. There is no question to it. And
Yeah.
and then after that birthday, now I don't know, this idea with the butterfly. You know how you sit on the toilet and idea just pops in your head, or you go shower. That's how the butterfly came. Like after that. And then
Yeah.
it was just like, okay, and I came to Jamaica, and my first trip to Jamaica, I got that butterfly tattoo.
Oh, that was in Jamaica.
Yes. I'm a risk
Interesting.
taker too.
Interesting.
But I mean, my style is really just you get me like 90% of the time when you see me running into the supermarket, I'll be looking like a hobo, like in my cutout XXL shirt and
Yeah.
so but I love that contrast. I like to just wear whatever I want, and then you'll see me go out in a tracksuit one day, and you'll see me going out completely freaky the next day, and
Depending on your mood.
and people are not surprised because they know know
Yeah.
that I'm gonna be like,
That's HankyPanky right there.
yeah.
So all right, tell me about that first trip to Jamaica though. Like how what made you decide to come to Jamaica to take that trip? Was it vacation, work? Because of the dancing,
it wasn't work.
music related.
It was a
what?
mixture of a few things. I wanted to move away from Germany from I was young. I can't explain why exactly, but I never, like, as I say already, I always felt like an outsider, and particularly, like, I never even felt at home in Germany. It's a I don't want to shit talk on Germany. Germany is a nice country, but me particularly just never felt like I see, like, a happy future.
yeah.
I love change. I love
Exploring.
chaos. I love, I love changing locations. I used to tour a lot through the dancing. We used to tour a lot through Europe and through Germany. I used to do workshops, do shows, tour for artists. So I could never sit in one place for too long. That was horrible for me.
Yeah.
But Jamaica in particular came, it was always like on that list. but I never got to travel too far out to Europe, apart from one time when I traveled to Fiji to visit my mom.
Okay.
It was more always like, I mean, I've been to a few countries, you know, like Tenerife and like in Bulgaria and Georgia and Russia. But like this side of the world was always like that unexplored terrain for me. And then one of my friends from dancing back then was like, yo, I'm going to Jamaica. So I was like, whenever you go, let me know and I'll join you. And then she let me know, and I was like, okay, no problem. And I bought the ticket, and it was extremely cheap at that time. It's so sad they don't sell those tickets anymore. But yeah, we just came here for 3 weeks. I got sick on the second day.
Oh man.
With the I thought I'm gonna die, literally. Like I had the worst food poisoning ever. And that weakened my immune system to a point where I got the next flu and a bladder infection, everything you can imagine. And I was down for the next 3 weeks here.
Oh,
and
man.
I still, you know, managed to like find the beauty in it and say, okay, I'm moving here now.
After all of that, after the universe, I try to say.
Yeah, no, listen, the universe is like, you can always see things two ways. You can see like, oh, the universe is telling me not to come back. Or you can say, okay, the universe is trying to challenge me. Well, guess what? HankyPanky in the building.
Yeah, something good must be here.
No, I felt, the thing is, the moment I landed here, I already knew, okay, this is more like it. We're talking now, you know, hot air in your face, completely changed, different climate, but it felt right. It felt good. It felt, you know, like, and even, I mean, of course, I had to adapt to a lot of things, but
like what?
just the way people are is a complete contrast from like how people are in Germany.
Right. Was it difficult for you to understand like the patois?
Yes, in the beginning, like I needed some time to get into it.
Yeah.
But I catch on quick to things.
Where is it? I thought I should talk a while ago, people. Where is it? I
catch on fast.
See it there? Do I try to draw it out there now?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So since then, you basically saw Jamaica as home.
Well, yeah, the first trip I came back, and I wasn't really, I didn't make that decision yet that I'm moving to Jamaica. It was just like, all right, it was a great trip, even though I got sick and stuff. And then actually after that was a time when I visited my mom in Fiji, which was in winter. And I thought I'm gonna move to Fiji first, to be honest. Mm-hmm. But then I came back into cold ass Germany, and I was like, no, I'm gonna kill myself here. I need a light at the end of the tunnel. So I just booked a ticket to Jamaica again to just have like, you know, okay, I'll soon leave again. So that second trip was the one actually where, you know, I met some people who encouraged me to, because I had a little plan in my head with like opening a dancing school and stuff like that. So I met some people here who encouraged me to actually just come and try it, you know. So I had some things planned out in Germany. I had a 2 years tour with an artist confirmed. Like I had some things going on, but I don't know. Like as I say, I'm very spontaneous and a risk taker too. So I just, okay, let's see where this takes me.
All right. And I mean, we see where it's been taking you, because you have some new projects now. Tell us.
Everything.
Tell us. Just spiraled out of.
I mean, you know how them say everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And I was 2019 was when I was traveling back and forth because of the visa situation too.
Right.
So I was 3 months here, and then I would go back to Germany for like a month, work, and come back for 3 months.
Okay.
And then when was that? When COVID started? Beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was when I was like, I came here on a one-way ticket, saying, all right, that was the last time I'm flying back and forth for like in such a short period. You know, like I was like, okay, this is my move now. I had a little plan ready. You know, I had my audience here who I was teaching dance classes to. I had this plan of like starting to look for locations for a dance studio. I had these carnival gigs confirmed and stuff. So I good for like a period, and I also had a boyfriend at that time here. So all of these things gave me like this little reassurance that I'll be fine for now.
Right.
And I came here, and then everything just went upside down and inside out, because that was like, I remember the first COVID cases in Germany just started popping up right when I came, right before I came here. And it was like also that last carnival that happened in Trinidad.
Okay.
Because the Jamaica one never happened. So
Right,
that was
it
like
did not,
right
yeah.
at pivot point. So basically, I remember even like when I landed, it was like they canceled the flight after that. So I was like, yo, I made it on like almost the last flight
one,
to
yeah.
Jamaica. And then, like 2 weeks after I landed, everything with this COVID started escalating,
Right.
and them started locking down stuff. And things just got extremely weird. And my boyfriend started acting weird, and everything just completely, like, I don't know, that was such a strange...
The COVID get everybody brain.
Yo, that was such a strange time, because it was like everything I had here was like gone. Like the rug got pulled under my feet. All of my jobs got cancelled. All of the carnival gigs, all of the dancing that I had. And my boyfriend broke up with me. So I had to figure out how to make money, where to live, what to eat, what to do with my life and with myself. Because one thing I knew for sure was that chapter Germany was closed.
Right, no.
There was like,
back.
no matter what, I'll move under the bridge downtown. I don't care. I'm not going on a plane back to Germany.
Right,
that was
right.
I didn't care. All of my people from Instagram who even knew me, who I didn't know, like they messaged me and they were like, no, you have to come back. They will I'm like, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. I'm not going on no plane. So, and I'm a person, when I really have something in my mind, I will work it out.
Right.
I will work it out.
You'll find a way.
So it was like a big, a reset for me. And it was a very hard time, but also very, I grew a lot personally. Like, obviously, this whole heartbreak thing and, like, just everything, rethinking your whole life. I think I wasn't the only one. Obviously, a lot of people
Definitely.
had that
It was
point.
Impact was...
But, as I say, like, the universe will always, like, somehow show you what to do, where to go, and somehow link you on the right people when you have your mind set on something.